Welcome to your senior year. We are so sorry that we are not able to meet in person to prepare for your senior year. The following series of videos will provide important information about your student's senior year and will lay the groundwork for streamlining the college application process during these trying times. After watching the video and completing the requisite documents, you should fully understand the requirements for graduation in general and the specific requirements that your student looks forward to this year. You should also understand the variety of post secondary options that exist and how to prepare for and execute the next steps that follow graduation. Our aim is to have you ready and comfortable with the process prior to getting the year underway, so please reach out to your student's counselor should you have any specific questions or concerns. Our counseling office staff consists of the following, and it can be a bit complicated, but if you have any questions, know that you can get in touch with any of us and we'll point you in the right direction. Our school counseling department chair is Laura Platania. Our school counselors are Gil Schaefer, Devisa Samosin, Jessica Jackson, Stephanie Isidoro, Nessa Jones, and Kathy Richburg. Our counseling secretary is Angie Williams, and our registrar is Lynn Haverstroh. You have been mailed and or emailed a copy of the high school graduation agreement, also known as the senior contract. Today, via Google Forms found on our school counseling website, you will verify with an electronic signature that you have read and understand the provisions of the following: the graduation agreement and the FERPA release of records. You may request a copy of your student's transcript by emailing their counselor if you have not already received one. Should you have any questions about these documents, please contact your student's counselor. Before we review said documents, let's take a moment to review the graduation requirements for all diploma-bound students in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Reviewing what's on your screen, all AACPS students must pass 4 credits in English, 4 credits in math, 3 credits in lab science, 3 credits in social studies, specifically U.S. history, U.S. government, and world history, 1 credit in fine arts, 1 credit in basic technology, and 1.5 credits in health and physical education, specifically to include fitness for life, health, and an additional half credit in PE. These courses account for 17 and a half out of the total requirements of 26 credits to graduate, which leaves 8 and a half elective credits to be fulfilled in addition to the specific required coursework. In addition to these specific coursework requirements, students must also successfully complete the requirements of a completer program, the service learning requirement of 75 hours of service, and all testing requirements required under Maryland state regulations. Please pause this video and access the senior contract that has been provided for your student. This document will detail the outstanding requirements that your student has yet to complete. We will go through this document step by step, so please have it accessible for review prior to continuing with this presentation. Please note that this document reflects the current status of your student, and requirements that are not met will not result in a new document, but will instead be communicated at the semester or at the soonest indicator that a requirement has not been met, such as an interim or report card. Students, your signature upon receipt of this document signifies your understanding of the requirements and your commitment to their completion. Parents and guardians, your signature upon receipt of this document signifies your understanding of the requirements and your commitment to work with the Annapolis High School team to ensure their completion. We encourage you to review this document each time you receive an interim or report card to determine your student's progress towards graduation. If you have any questions or concerns upon receipt of those grades, encourage your child to reach out to their school counselor for support. Our school counselors work their hardest to ensure that every student will graduate and will work as part of the team to help your students succeed. To begin, please review the personal information at the top of this document. Verify that the information is correct. This is the information that we currently have in our system for your student. If there are any details that need to be changed, there will be a section that will allow for this on the signature page. Moving on, The middle section of the senior contract indicates the number of credits that your student has already earned, and further, how many credits your student will need to earn this upcoming school year. Your student's completed program is indicated below the credit information. On the right hand side of the middle section is information about the status of your child's service learning and testing requirements. In the testing requirements statement, if no is indicated, please be mindful of testing dates or events that you receive notices about. These are especially important this year as we are currently unsure of the exact testing requirements for current seniors. What we do know is that if a requirement has not been met, it is likely that some testing or activity will be required of your student. Please contact your school counselor with any questions or concerns. The next portion of the contract details any specific coursework that your student must complete in order to graduate. If a course is indicated as elective, that means that any course will suffice, so your student has any number of options to complete that requirement. Below the specific course requirements, there are special case requirements for your student, including whether they will need to attend evening, summer, or twilight school to meet graduation requirements. Finally, were we in person, you and your student would sign the document to indicate your full understanding of what the contract entails. Given that we are not in person, we are instead going to have you sign a Google form electronically. Please follow the link provided for senior contract signature. On this form, we ask that you please inform us of your student's email address and any changes that are required to the personal information contained on the document. If your address has changed, please check the box and email Ms. Haberstroh, our registrar, so that she might support the documentation in our system. At the very bottom of the document is a section entitled Diploma Name Verification. You may input this information on the form as well. This should be the full legal name of your student as it appears on their birth certificate. By signing this document, you are certifying that you understand the following. Ultimately, students are responsible for completing the coursework and requirements for graduation. Parents, teachers, administrators, counselors, and all other staff members of Annapolis High School are part of the team that supports the graduation goals of the student, but the student is responsible for their success. It is crucial that the student communicates any concerns with counseling staff should a situation arise that places their graduation goals in jeopardy. We thank you for following along with us as we guide you through the virtual graduation agreement process. Please take a moment to complete this Google form prior to moving on to the next video entitled FERPA Waiver.